There we go.
And
You are unstuck. Heh.
Okay, and then you notice this spider like making a run for it. But then, out of nowhere, a shadow appears. Dries, what do you do?
Dun dun dun.
You actually come out of the tunnel towards where the spider's heading, so...
So his back is facing me.
No, he's coming towards you. Well, he's of course still on the ceiling, but he's coming towards you. You notice that he's holding a familiar-looking cocoon. Well, you still see Dr. Stoltz's head sticking out of it.
I am sure that would make a fine dinner, but I'm afraid he's off the menu.
Okay.
And then he takes his spears and with a mighty throw that only an Olympic athlete can do, he hurls it towards the spider.
Alright, cool. Give me a weapons
Great.
roll.
Weapons.
You
With a
should have
+1,
said,
but-
It's good.
Okay. You should have said, but German is off the menu.
Superb +2.
Wow, that's not even covered by the chart, I think, in 9. That's above legendary. Wow. I'll call that ridiculous.
The spear went through and through.
Try it.
I don't know if I can defend against this, but I'm gonna definitely try.
In Exalted, I believe that was called awesome.
I think in Fate, awesome is... Oh no, wait, you're right, there isn't any awesome. Okay, we'll call +9 awesome. Awesome! Anyway, yes, the spider tries to dodge your spear, but it is not fast enough. And you notice the spear going straight to the body of the spider, skewering its head and attaching it to the ceiling. It hisses in pain, but quickly stops moving as you notice all kinds of green slime and pus oozing out of it. And it drops the doctor. Oh no! Quickly, somebody do something.
Slide towards him, get on my knees and catch him like the damsel in distress.
You're not getting a kiss, though.
No, but I am gonna suck out the venom.
Give me a quick athletics roll.
Ooh la la.
Wow.
It's getting steamy in here.
Just a great.
No, that's very good. Where's my heroic music?
No? It's the wrong music. You want to have some 80s porn music now.
No. You did it, Reese. Hey, that's not my heroic music.
Yes, I missed the session, so now I gotta make up for it.
Ooh la la.
Not like that.
Oh wait, that is the heroic music. Okay, cool. So yes, the battle is over. The spider is vanquished. Unfortunately, Reese, your spear's now stuck in the ceiling because you rolled so damn high.
Yes.
I was going to say it is vibrating, but that would... No.
Actually, yeah, the spider is now like stapled to the ceiling with your spear.
Why don't you just stick around?
Bad timing.
Wow.
Yes.
He's still poisoned.
It seems I must now save the Murloc, I mean the German scientist.
Murloc.
I wish I had a Murloc call for you, but I'm not that good.
I take out my trusty axe and I cut open his cocoon.
Okay, I thought you said you were gonna cut open his wound.
He's not
Okay.
that kind of savage.
You don't really have to roll. The spider silk is tough, but not that tough.
Then I examine the wound and start sucking. No innuendo intended.
Okay. Normally using healing and stuff is something that is covered by science.
I
But
think in my case it's survival.
yeah,
Ferdinand
really.
has science, and he has studied this place, knows what kind of a spider that is and whatever.
Wait, hold on, Dries.
Yes.
I would allow you to do this if you pay me a feint point and, for instance, like tag one of your aspects.
Oh, you said a
Or would
faint
you
point.
prefer to let somebody else do it?
Let me see. Jungle Savage? Or is
For
that more
instance?
like...
This is clearly a jungle spider.
Yes, I know
Albeit
this one
much
from
bigger.
my own jungle, only 100 times bigger.
Yes, there you go. So, okay, I'm gonna take one of your fate points then. And, yeah, make a roll. Let's see what happens.
Yes.
I was gonna say, if you didn't, Bill was just gonna walk up to him and karate chop the poison out of him.
I just have a fair. Wow, that was crappy roll.
Yeah, unfortunately, Dries, you're like, oh damn it, this spider is much bigger and the venom is much more potent than the spiders I'm used to. It's, yeah, you just can't get all of the venom out of there. You think some of it has already passed into his system. What now?
Then I must cut off his bloodstream. I need a belt.
And cut him open.
You know what?
Does anybody else want to do something?
I'm going to. You see Bill walk up to the German, and you know what? He's an arcane commando. He's going to use his arcane abilities to try and protect the German against poison.
How exactly?
Well, what he's going to do is he's going to. Normally, it would be he'd have to tattoo a rune on the person's body to protect them against something in a protection thing. But he doesn't have any tattoo equipment, so he'd have to inscribe the symbol into the German's skin.
Can't you just use some dirt or something? Or some charcoal?
You have a pen, use it.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I guess that would work, but it's not as dramatic.
I think the doctor will hold it against you if you start tattooing him on the spot.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. Then I will draw on his skin with chalk.
Okay.
Ward against poison.
Well,
Tattoo
you
him
still
with a
have some
pointed star.
charcoal from last time.
Yeah. And I got a legendary.
Wow. Okay, yes, you start putting some wards versus venom on him, and you actually notice that the venom is quite resilient. As you're busy at work, you actually start sensing something. You're like, hey, there's some magic in this venom. Wait a second.
Interesting.
That magic sensation, you felt that before, haven't you?
I have.
Yes.
Yeah, it's something similar to when you fought the crab and you were examining it.
Ooh, you see Bill grab the spot where the venom was injected and kind of squeeze it so that venom pops out of it, and then he grabs a leaf or a little piece of cloth or something and rubs the venom onto it and folds it up and puts it in his pocket.
Yes. Milk the German.
And oh god. And meanwhile, Dr. Stoltz starts feeling better again. His body still feels numb, but he can slowly move again.
Ach, meine Liebe. Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you all. That was very frightening.
Also,
Oh, by the way. Yes,
Mhm.
Buffalo?
I think Ferdinand will see Shadow of the Jungle, who was gone for all of this time, and
Yes.
say, "Where have you been,
Shadow.
Nothing. We didn't find you in the wreckage of the sinking ship or nearby. I'm surprised you are still alive."
That was because I was no longer on the ship. From the moment it went under, I jumped overboard. But on the wrong side of the boat.
Well, I'm glad you are here. In any case.
That still doesn't explain where you suddenly came from, though.
As
yes.
am I.
Also, how did you find us?
Oh, by the way, Shadow of the Jungle is kind of wet. He's
Yes.
like soaked.
Right now you can see the Shadow taking all his stuff out of his pack and then flips over his pack and a lot of water drops out of
Yeah.
it with some fish in it as well. To make it a comical effect. I was a little too heavy for the water to carry me, so I sank to the bottom. But I found this narrow entrance and I went into it, leading me to this inner river.
You see Shadow of the Jungle. He walks over, grabs, he scoops up the fish.
And it gets muted.
Uh,
It's a muting
and
fish.
he says, "What took you so long?" As he starts up the fire.
Yes, don't thank me at all for saving your German friend.
Then I will do that for them. Thank you, meine Freund. You have my gratitude.
I'm not your friend.
Oh, by the way,
I am
Chris?
what you say of pulling your leg.
Very good.
Chris,
Yes.
I forced everybody to describe their character last time because we forgot during the first session. So, yeah, what does the jungle? I mean, the Shadow look like?
The jungle look like? Well,
Leafy, brown.
the Shadow looks like a native South American Mayan with the black hair in a ponytail on top of his head.
Okay.
And for the rest, he is completely naked except for the loincloth and the light sandals that he is wearing.
Didn't he have any headgear?
Yes, and he has his trusty helmet.
Wait, what?
the
The
shape-
helmet?
Yeah, headgear.
I thought he like had some sort of a headdress with like, I don't know. Well, you
No,
explain
he-
it.
No, you lost me, but anyway.
It sounds like a Mayan warrior type.
Yes, a typical Mayan warrior headdress.
Oh yeah, like
Good.
what was the helmet? Oh yeah, it was like this jaguar like helmet, wasn't it?
Yes.
Looks like a bit like a jaguar's head. There, now I remember. Okay. Okay, cool. Okay, carry on.
And he has the build of an athlete.
Hmm.
An Olympic athlete. Although those are probably wussies compared to him.
Yeah, probably.
Now, if you people will excuse me, I have to recover my spear.
Yes, how are you gonna do that?
So,
I just command it back to my hand. Come to me.
Are you willing to spend a fate point for that?
Yes.
No, I'm just kidding. This is pretty It's pretty basic stuff. If this was in the middle of a battle situation, I would ask for your fate point. But in this case, not necessary. You notice that the spear immediately like pulled out of it by some sort of invisible force and comes flying back to Shadow the Jungle's hand. And then the spider starts falling, and it falls right on top of Bill. Smack!
You see Bill. He sits there. He's got the fire cooking. The fish are, sitting on a spit. He looks up just as the spider falls on him, and you just see him close his eyes and put his fist up with the gauntlet. He's just putting it straight up to punch a hole through the spider as it falls on him.
Okay, that's pretty awesome.
Do I have to roll, or does it just happen?
No, let's just say because I see you're getting a little low on fate points. Yeah, have a fate point.
Oh, thank you.
Don't eat it.
So, yeah, you just see Bill put his fist up, and then as the spider falls, all you see is the gauntleted fist sticking out of the top of the spider.
You're now a little gooey though.
Oy. You
Diana.
you could have waited until I was, out of the way or something. Or warn a guy.
Yeah, but
You see, as he stands up and pulls the spider apart.
More importantly, is the fire still going?
Yeah, is the fire still going?
I'm gonna say no. But you still have your torch, so I think it's pretty easy to get it going again.
who starts building a fire under a giant beast anyway?
A guy who saw fish and is hungry.
Yeah, but still, you say, oh yeah, that spider is stuck to the ceiling. Let's make a campfire beneath it.
The spider was stuck to the ceiling. Stuck, meaning wasn't moving.
Maybe Ferdinand will be a bit silly again and say, but our designations congruent with things is language the adequate expression of all realities.
You, my friend, make no sense.
I will have to agree with the Jungle Man on that one.
Anyway, I guess you guys are gonna have like a short rest before you get going again.
Yes. Now,
Okay.
meine Freund, we have found this ship of the Men of Action, and they have arrived safely on shore. That is good. However, we also found that while we were exploring the ship, we were also attacked by a great crab, unusually large, and we have deduced that the increase in size is due to this mumbo jumbo.
Is it Bill X?
No. Bill Hex insisted it is magical in nature.
I see.
And we have heard a crashing sound from the other side of these hills, of which some of us are certain that it must be the Man of Action. I, for one, do not believe in this. But but we will investigate it.
Mm-hmm.
And that is the recap.
All right.
Then
So
I
we all
believe
good?
I should share my experience with you. As I was walking or /swimming on the bottom of the ocean towards this river, I believe I had visions of what you call half man, half fish persons.
Well, hold on for a second. You have no idea what river he's talking about. You guys were following a stream, not a river.
I'm letting him finish his
okay.
story.
Okay?
For that is the way of science!
Which the half-man, half-fish person has brought me further into this cave and saved my life from drowning. So I ended up here. It could be just visions, or it could be real from the island. I do not know.
Ach so. Now,
I think you were being oxygen deprived, and that's why you were seeing things.
You know, for a bunch of men who are on an island with creatures that are 10 times their normal size, you are very quick to say that these things aren't.
By the way,
I,
Richard,
for one,
you're suddenly reminded of an old tale your father once told you about fishmen. But they're not as nice as what Shadow is describing. They're kind of evil.
yeah.
and hopping.
You guys are very quick to disregard things that are out of the ordinary for being on an island that is completely out of the ordinary. Interesting. As
Well,
for
we
you,
have
Junkman,
so far. The ghost ship and the spy mechanical spider, but I think those things can be the spider is just advanced technology, and the ghost ship could be just some trickery. Also, that leaves only the big creatures we have seen here. So it's only one phenomenon. It could be that is unexplainable to us right now.
It is a phenomenon that keeps happening.
Indeed. So there must be some logical explanation for that.
Well, you must find that explanation, whether it be natural, scientific, or mumbo jumbo.
It ain't mumbo jumbo, it's called magic. Get it right or I'll knock the science right out of you.
Yes, the spirits of this place look very powerful indeed.
As for you, Jungle Man, are you sure it was one of those fish people? Because from what I remember hearing from my dear old pop, may God rest his soul, he told me that his encounters and stories with the with the fish folk, or as he called them, mer people, were that they were not so nice. They were actually kind of evil. They dragged men under the water to kill them.
Actually, he calls them deep ones, but potato.
Okay, deep.
Yeah.
Perhaps they saw me already underwater and saw no use in dragging me further because I was at the furthest part, as I was. Maybe they now thought to do the opposite.
Perhaps.
Yeah, but
However,
from what you're describing, they helped you, and from
Gentlemen.
what I remember, they don't normally help.
Gentlemen, if you were to solve this little quandary, I suggest that you compare notes. Yes, to maybe these are different fish people than the ones that your father met. What exactly did this fishman look like?
Who are you talking to?
The shadow of the jungle.
I believe they are your mermaid. How you describe them? Mermaid?
Mer folk, or deep ones, as my papa would call them.
Yeah, Richard, in your case, they look like literally like humanoid fish people.
Yeah, they
with
basically
webbed hands and toes and stuff.
they just basically look like humans with, webbed fingers, webbed toes, and gills on the sides of their heads,
And
Und
they're hideous.
scales on their bodies. Their skin is tinted a different color because they don't get sunlight very often. I mean, they look like fish and people combined. That's about it.
Mm.
I don't think your fish people look like that, Reese.
Mine also look like man and fish combined, but only half.
Like in these stories, lower part of a fish and upper part of a human.
Yes, you call them mermaid.
That's different than the deep ones my papa would be talking about.
I'm just surprised that nobody's correcting him.
And I believe that it's called mermaid.
Mermaid. I see.
Now, and where is this river that you speak of?
Down this cave. There is an underground
Shall we
river.
say that while you're discussing this, you're meanwhile moving forward?
Yes.
Yeah.
Jawohl.
Okay.
Well, you've got Bill, who's gone ahead and cooked all the fish.
Hmm.
So
Okay. Yes, continue.
And have you seen another way out there?
I only saw the way in.
Yeah, Dries, you just kept moving forward and you just happened to arrive, where you met the rest of your group.
Mm-hmm.
You haven't really explored any other ways yet.
I heard distress. I heard sounds of trouble and I came running.
Yeah, there's like at a certain moment, there's like a fork in the road where Dries can like go, oh, I came from down there.
Very well, then we do not have to explore the road down. Since that is what the
Water.
shadow has already explored.
And there's nothing but water there.
And I do not like the idea of getting wet again. It interferes with my weapon of choice.
But now you know that there's a tunnel in this cave network that heads, downwards into the sea.
Interesting. No, and now we shall explore the rest, yes?
Let's do that indeed.
Okay.
sure,
So you
let's
keep-
do that.
So you keep following that stream.
Jawohl.
Okay. After a while, the the tunnels start getting more narrow again, like in the beginning, and you have to like crouch down because the ceiling's getting much lower, and near the end, you see like a wall with a small crack in it that you can like barely fit through.